Russ Heltman, Talking Cats here, joined by UC forward Odie Oguama.
Yes,
Odie,
sir.
we're in crosstown shootout week. I know we just got done talking to Coach Wes Miller, and you, you guys are treating it like any other game in terms of preparation,
In
but
terms of preparation,
it's
yeah.
not just any other game. And for you, it's your third year
Right.
in this rivalry. How has your perspective kind of changed on the crosstown shootout and the week leading up to it over the years?
Yeah, nah. I'd say I definitely have a lot more edge going into this game. Especially being that in my time here in Cincinnati, currently 0-2, and I'm wanting to change that. And I'm telling all the guys too, all the new guys, like this is gonna be one of the craziest environments you're part of, and you gotta be ready to go. You gotta be able to ready to roll and just leave it all out there, no matter what. I, yeah, my edge is. We're fired up. We're fired up. We're still treating it like any other game, but we're definitely fired up. We're wanting to get this one.
Do you guys talk about the losing streak on the road in this rivalry? Have you guys talked about it? Is it circulating in the locker room,
It's
or is it blinders up?
yeah, no, we've definitely mentioned it. I mean, it's not anything like new or crazy. Like that's just the fact of it right now. Like currently in my years here, with Coach Miller, I'm on too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something we want to change. Definitely moving forward.
Your efficiency this season, Odie, it's up across the board. Offensively, you're shooting a career high 65% from the floor. You got a 133 offensive rating this year. I mean, you
Sure.
guys as a team have been really good offensively overall, and you've been a big
Definitely.
part of that. What do you think's been the biggest catalyst for that? Is it your hard work in the offseason? It's just your the veteran status you have on this team? What do you think's been the biggest reason?
Definitely those two. Definitely put a lot of work in the off season, but and also being a vet, being a lot more comfortable with the system, Coach Miller and the coaches, as well as some of the returning guys like Vic, John, CJ, Dan, Josh, all of them. But I say also the new guys too. I think they meshed really well.
Yeah.
They came in working. They worked their butts off. Every day. Everyone's in here working in the mornings. Just putting in that work in, and it was just an easy transition for us all to like come together. We're all like on the same page, just really wanting to win and prove something this year.
Love it. You let the three ball fly on Sunday.
I did.
How is that aspect of your game developed? Is that something that did West or any of the coaches be like, "Hey, what are you doing taking that shot?" Or what does that look like in terms of if it's open, you're good to go, green light?
Yeah, that was I don't. If you look back at it, it was like I had to shoot it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
you're wide
I was wide open. I was wide open. So I had to shoot it. And I mean, I've worked on shooting. It's not one of my main emphasis. I don't want to get away from all the stuff that like I'm normally good at. Finishing on the rim, being like one of the. I take pride in playing defense as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely worked on my shots. So I mean, I was comfortable. I wasn't like that scared or afraid to step up and knock it down.
It's another thing that people can check into the scouting report for right
For
there.
sure.
So you guys had a light day yesterday, mostly film from what Coach Miller said in
Yes.
the presser. What's your biggest responsibility looking like against the Xavier team that is only bringing back, I saw about 12% of their total minutes last season? It's basically a completely new team compared to what you guys have faced in the past couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, yesterday was light. We did a lot of film, broke it down, looked at a lot of things that we need to clean up moving forward into this weekend's game. But I guess my biggest part moving forward will probably be just making sure that we're really prepared. And that's not just, practice, but making sure that everyone mentally is prepared. That means remembering no plays, sets, defenses, all that, and also, I'd say like a big part going into this weekend's game is ensuring that everyone knows what's at stake. I think some because I would say my first year here, I didn't know. I personally didn't really know that some people took this game that serious.
Right.
I only heard from word of mouth. I never actually experienced it myself. Coming from Wake Forest,
Yeah.
I only heard it from word of mouth. I never experienced it myself. But I think getting everyone on the same page and understanding just how important this game is huge.
And then with the Z's coming back, I think he's been back 3 or 4 games
Yeah.
now. What has that adjustment period been like for you? Obviously, I know your minutes are down a little bit this year compared to last year, but the efficiency's way up, and it feels like you're playing the best ball of your career here at UC.
Right.
Has there been an adjustment period for you? Has there been an adjustment period for you and Vic and Aziz, just mixing in that kind of three-headed monster at the
definitely a little bit of an adjustment. Being that prior to that, like before Aziz was eligible to play, me and Vic weren't really sharing the floor as much,
Right.
But Coach emphasizes how he likes to play big, like having two forwards in at the same time, and how that could help us as a team, rebounding, offensively, everything. And I'd say just it changed being like on the court when we play, but we practice that way all the time, so it wasn't that big of a difference necessarily.
Had the practice reps to go.
Yeah, we practice. We've been practicing that way since summer.
Does it feel like you guys have been statistically and analytically one of the best rebounding teams in the country, offensive and defensive? Does it feel like you guys had the most high-powered horses to get those boards in your time here?
Yeah, I think so. But also, I'm not going to take all the credit. Give all the credit to us, the forwards, and everything. I'll say, Dan Skillings. I don't know if you know, but
12 boards this past.
12 boards past game. He rebounds the ball pretty good at a high clip too. So shout out to him too, man. Shout out to him too. Everybody on the team, like it's our job to go crash and get the board. So
you guys are 7-0, I believe. Last time I checked, one of 14 out of 350 plus Division I teams that are still undefeated. The last time this team was 7-0, they lost at Xavier. Do you guys put any weight into that? Do you guys talk about that at all, or do you guys just have that next game mentality, that preparing for the next opponent, kind of wipe our hands clean of whatever our record is right now and just focus on today?
It's like you just said. It's our wipe our hands. We focus on today, one step at a time, one game at a time. And regardless on this is something we talk about in the locker room when we're watching film. Regardless if we win the game, we're gonna sit down, watch film, and still learn from a win. It's something we talked about. Like it's better to learn from a win rather than learning from a loss. So win or lose, we always gonna learn and come in and be ready to work.
You guys' closest game of the year was at Howard, and that was the road game.
Yeah.
What is kind of the biggest difference between being here in the friendly confines of Fifth Third Arena versus going on the road? Now, obviously, that was a more intense travel than this is going to be. It's only about a 10-minute bus ride over to Norwood, but the less intense travel is going to be met with a more intense environment, I would say, compared to Howard. How much of that experience is a benefit, and what is the biggest benefit from going on the road before you have to experience a huge game like this?
I think it was huge. We were able to learn that things won't be easy or go our way all the time. And just being in a different environment. Some guys are probably had a few nerves, like nerves are racking a little bit, just being away from here, and probably not being able to do necessarily like their normal routine. And that may be different. That's always different on the road, being that you're not at home. But I think that first game at Howard definitely prepared us a little bit. Definitely moving forward for our next road game at Xavier and just for the season as well.
You see forward Oguama, everybody.